Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Whysosidious, a nerd podcast, where we travel from a galaxy far, far away, all the way back home to Ferrix, and to ISB HQ on Coruscant. Joining me today are my co-hosts, David and Jeremy, and we will be covering episode 7 of Andor. Don't forget to follow us on social media at whysosidiouspod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Our upcoming schedule will be the Black Adam review coming out in just a couple days, and the House of the Dragon finale this weekend. Finally, sadly, coming to an end. But on the bright side, next week we have Tales of the Jedi coming out. All 6 episodes.
By the way, the fact that they're releasing this weird, random, really short episode format with 6 episodes, I think they really do have something really cool to show us. Otherwise, why?
Yes. Yeah, so the episode times were leaked, and they are all in between 10 and 17 minutes. Most of them around like 15, 16. But just the titles of the episodes. So there's Life and Death, which is the Ahsoka Tano episode. There is Justice, the Sith Lord, Practice Makes Perfect, Coda, and Choices. And
Justice, the Sith Lord sounds contradicting, but cool, yeah, no.
And the first 5 are written by Dave Filoni. The last one,
yeah, you know,
has
it's
2 different writers.
It's gonna be good, yeah.
Interesting.
So can't wait for that. Spoiler warning, this is Andor. Have not seen? Please watch. Do or do not. There is no try.
Nailed it.
So, before we break down this episode, I'm going to give a quick summary. So, the episode opens up on our guy Cyril, preparing for his big interview. He gets set up with a nice cubicle job and a 401k. The ISB is all hands on deck after the attack on Aldhani. We see Deidre working her way up the ladder, but she's got to watch her back now. Stormtroopers finally got her wish. We got a quick shot of Cinta on Aldhani in that Star Destroyer, also dope. Mon Mothma meets with Luthen. She did not think it would be like this, but Palpy is now aware of the rebel scum. Later, she makes a secret pact with Tay Kolma to keep the credits coming in. Cassian returns home for some great idea. He wants to start a new life with his mom away from the Empire, but Marva wants to stay and fight for the rebellion. Also stops by to see Bix. You up, baby?
Yeah.
Then he heads to Neamos, the Florida of Star Wars, where after a hookup he gets arrested for the anti-Empire stuff and sentenced to 6 years in prison. And also, fuck that droid from Fallen Order. It was always a bitch to try and kill. Oh.
It's funny you said that about that planet. I got the vibes of we haven't really had that in Star Wars, like a freaking coastal beach town. I know, right? I was thinking Virginia Beach, but yeah, we haven't actually had that.
And just also loved all the Palpatine references in this episode. And I know we're not going to get it, but I would love that Senate meeting.
You know you have a solid character when we're sitting there and they just mention his name and you're stoked about it.
Right.
Right.
And there were like 4 or 5 this episode.
Yeah. From multiple people, too.
Palpatine,
and the ISB,
Emperor
and
Palpatine,
Mon Mothma. Yeah.
Even when the final scene of the episode when Andor's getting locked up, she goes, "Take it up with the Emperor." Which is a super funny line.
Dude.
All right, well, let's just start off. I feel like my 2 favorite parts of the episode were the ISB stuff and Mon Mothma.
Yep,
so,
me too. Yeah.
So ISB, so basically the hunt is on. Like, they aren't fucking around now. And we will make it clear no one steals from the Empire anymore. And I also think that their British pants look ridiculous with the giant flops at the top are just stupid.
It's like Piccolo.
They're really leaning into that colonization of
right.
Yeah,
exactly. And so they're having the first meeting, and the guy says he spoke with Palpy, And the ISB will be taking the lead going forward. Emergency power is basically in their hands now.
So yeah, dude, that was Wolf Yularen.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that.
You guys are familiar.
That was
he's
in
the original movie. Yeah, well, so he's in the original movie in the background. You can only tell because of the whatever, the casting and everything they write. But yeah, he's in Clone Wars a lot with missions with Obi-Wan and Anakin. But then we see him in Rebels as a colonel in the Imperial Navy working with Thrawn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a dope little introduction seeing him brought in.
And he does die on the Death Star. But they're treating it like a robbery, an announcement. The Empire is treating it like a robbery. And Dedra thinks, this is an announcement for something bigger. Like, this is the first step to the rebellion.
Right. Like, this is waking them up. Like, yeah, like I was saying at the end of last episode, that was the event that kickstarted this whole thing. Like, before, that was the event that really brought the rebellion into the fold, that really started this conflict, because before there was no rebels versus the Empire conflict until that right there. And now it's like he said, he's like, the only question we need answered is how tight to squeeze, basically. Like, and this is, we're finally getting the brutal, actual evil Empire that we know and hate. And we're going to get to see it, like brutal, savage stuff. And I'm so excited.
On both sides, it's really freaking cool. First of all, Dedra is awesome. I like her character a lot. But the fact that they're going to start really choking down the rebels, the concept of the rebels, and they're like going to start doing higher taxes on planets that are going to harbor the rebels, and all this stuff. But then you have Skarsgård's character saying, like, no, this is what we want, because if people on these planets are being are suffering because of the Empire's choices, that's what's going to make them join the rebellion. Otherwise, they don't have any motive, and like, this is kind of what we wanted. So that's like on both sides. It's really cool.
Yeah, it sparked that magical word in Star Wars, hope. And we see it later when we'll get to Marva and everything, but we see it with her. It sparked hope in all of these people who are not fans of the Empire, and they finally have this, maybe we can do something about all this stuff. And like Dedra says, that's how she saw it. She's like, this isn't good. We're playing right into their hands. Like, straight up, we're playing right into their hands, just like Luthen said. And dude, that whole scene with the ISB at that meeting was so good. Like, the acting, like you said, JD, I love Dedra. And I know I shouldn't, but like, I know I love her, dude. What a character. Like, she.
Yeah, it's such good writing. Like, why are we rooting for a member of the Empire right now to take down the rebels?
Well, dude, Star Wars is about the villains, dude. We almost like the villains in Star Wars make Star Wars. Like, without the villains, like, we're not going to be the fans that we are.
Yeah.
But to go even deeper, they don't have hope yet. The fact that they are going to get subjugated if they're going to harbor rebels or whatever, that's going to take hope away from them and realize that the Empire is a freaking villain. So this is going to give half of the planet hope in the way that they're going to join the rebellion. You know what I mean? Because they're like, fuck these guys. They're going to do this to us. Like, no, we're going to fight. We're going to fight against them with these people that have already succeeded a small success. Like, yo. So in a way, yes, there is some hope. But in the same way, in the larger scale, they are going to strip away hope in a desperate attempt to get rid of the rebellion. But there's going to be a backlash. In any society on any planet, things like that happen to them. They're going to be like, fuck you. We're going to go against you. So that's what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think there is hope, but we're going to watch it be squelched out in the next few episodes to almost the end of the line. But obviously there's a little left. But yeah, no, I totally agree. I think we're about to witness a lot of people maybe getting hope and then losing it after they see how savage and ruthless the Empire really can be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's written so well. It's written so well, man. I love this show.
And going back to Dedra, so she asked for a report from the guy, and he's like, of what? Of all missing equipment from all systems. He's just like, okay.
Chill. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, sure. And so douchebag guy, his name is Blevin.
I don't remember. Blevin, there you go.
He's filing charges against her, and he's basically trying to say, I feel like he's just trying to save his own ass. get ahead of it and make charges against her before he gets in trouble for his lack of, getting things done.
Action, yeah.
And, she gets called out for doing some dirty work because she did kind of go behind people's back to get information. But she makes that was what made us root for her. She's like, the rebels don't care about lines on a map. Systems either change or die, sir.
Yeah.
It was like
saying it to the guy who created that system. Like the balls it takes for you to say that not only to him, but in front of all the major officers at this incredibly important meeting, and you're going to call out the leader on something he created. Like the balls on that woman. And he loved it. He saw it and he totally appreciated it, and he saw the ambition and potential in her. But man, I can't imagine the guts it would take to say something like that to the guy who created that system.
Until it was weird because he was supporting her, and then they said, "Come walk with me," and then out of nowhere he was just like, "Watch your back." Like, I don't know if that's coming from his perspective or the people that he is looking over. Like, be careful because all these people that I'm the superior over, they're gonna come after you. Not necessarily him.
Yeah,
I thought it could have came either way, but it kind of
that was how I took it.
Yeah, for sure.
I took it like he walked with her to be like, all right, like good work. Now watch your back because everybody's going to be trying to take you down now. Kind of like a friendly warning. I don't think it was him threatening her, but like, this is great, but yeah, you got a target on your back now, so watch it. Like,
right.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're moving up the ladder. People are going to be jealous.
Right.
It just seemed menacing for a second on my first watch. The second watch, I was like, no, maybe he's just looking out for her. Because that does benefit the Empire as a whole if she's doing this kind of work to figure things out.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave her the system. Mm-hmm. He gave her Blevins' area. He's like, well, you get it now. Like, you obviously are the one taking care of business, so here you go. Yeah. Like, it's like, it didn't work out too well there, Blevin.
She's playing kind of a Thrawn thing where she's kind of thinking outside the box to figure things out in a bigger perspective. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Yeah. Very good writing.
It'd be really cool if she was like the Arinda Price of this this Andor show. But it's not Arinda Price, but maybe we'll see Arinda Price later.
She's in Rebels, right?
Well, she's in the Thrawn book too.
But a little bit in Rebels.
Yeah, for sure.
She's kind of like that. You guys got more on ISB?
Just giving us that villainous perspective. I think that was so crucial to this. To kind of as far as kind of a slow episode goes, it's really beneficial to the audience to hear that the higher ups in the Empire are very aware of what just happened, and they portrayed that very well. Mm-hmm. So now you're sitting here like, now it feels dangerous for Cassian and any rebels that we might see in the future.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Luthen and Mon Mothma. So the first scene is her, she's returning the gift that she was supposed to give to her husband. And you can tell right off the bat that she's freaked out. Like, she was like, was that you? Like, you've gone too far. Like, she doesn't think that it would, like, be like this, that it would be cleaner, that they wouldn't just be, like, starting off with this bang, stealing from the Empire. Like, she's just a politician.
She didn't know about the plan. That's crazy. I thought she was in on it, but yeah.
Like, she's just a politician. Like, she does Senate meetings and votes, and that's not her way. That's not how she does things. And she says, Palpatine won't hesitate now. People will suffer. And he's like, that's the plan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's true because, like you said, and she's shook because she knows, just like everybody else does now. Now things are getting real because that happened, and it's one thing to be funding somebody with plans to do that. It's another thing to be in that position after, things have popped off, after everything is actually hitting the fan and going. And people are going to suffer, but that's the sacrifice. People are going to suffer more if the rebels don't take down the Empire. So people are going to suffer regardless. But like Luthen said, he was like, look, we needed to force their hand. They've been slowly tightening their grasp on us to the point where we aren't even noticing anymore. And they're getting a tighter and tighter grip slowly. We needed to force their hand and make them react harshly and, irrationally or whatever, because their plan's going too smooth right now. They have us right where they want us. We need to do something to shake things up. And that scene, the acting by Genevieve O'Reilly in that scene, dude, was great. Like, she was legitimately like trembling when she was saying that, realizing that it was Luthen behind that. Like, great scene again.
Yeah, she killed it.
Yeah. And that whole thing just leads people to joining the rebellion, which seems like a hopeless cause up until that point. It's a whole thing about taking a step back to take a couple steps forward.
Yeah. And Luthen said, he's like, has there ever been a weapon? And by the way, oh my God, Stellan Skarsgård's performance when he's acting this smiling, happy, shop, connoisseur, and then he turns around and he immediately has that stern look on his face that we know. And, he goes, has there ever been a weapon made that wasn't used? And it's basically like, look, you're helping form this weapon with the funding and everything, and I'm going to use this weapon. I just love that. And we got some Easter eggs in that scene, by the way. Another one.
More?
I don't know if you guys noticed the temple guard. So the Jedi temple has these temple guards who wear these white and gold masks, and one of the masks was on display. And so these guys, they have double bladed gold, like goldish, whitish lightsabers, and they're all at the Jedi temple at Coruscant. And the Grand Inquisitor was actually one of them before Order 66. Yeah, they showed one of those masks pretty close, actually, that I noticed at the first watch. I was like, I think that's a temple guard mask. Maybe it was, with Grand Inquisitors? Yeah.
He gave it up. So, moving on to the party later, which was, I think, my favorite scene of the entire episode.
Dude.
Just the way she was acting the whole time, like, just so good at playing this false character. And she's, how she keeps telling him to smile because he's just like so, at first starts off where, he's like, I think you'd be a little taken aback by my political ideas these days. Like, you've been living in Coruscant, like, you've been around this for so long, there's no way you can really see the truth. And she's like, oh, you don't know what's really going on right now.
Yeah.
And then he's like, whoa, like, he can tell. So I'm wondering with him, like, that last scene, like, I know he's a good guy at heart, but can he handle this? Will he blow it? Get, do something? Yeah. I feel like he's gonna fuck up somehow.
Well, and it's such a sensitive thing, and we don't know him. Like, we have no background. So, yeah, instantly. And like she says, she's like, there's only 3 other people in the galaxy who know what I am about to tell you, which, to be fair, she didn't really tell him what she was saying. She told him what the front was going to be and told him she didn't want to give him any more info at this point. But, yeah, so she says, there's only 3 other people in the galaxy that know what I'm about to tell you. So, real quick, obviously one is
real
Luthen.
Quick. Yeah, right.
Like, but
Luthen,
so I think Bail. Okay, yes, because in the deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith, that's who she's talking to in that scene. She's talking with Bail and a few other senators. So yeah, I think Bail, and then I don't know who the third one is. I don't think it's as simple as his assistant, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think he's told anybody about Vel. Yeah. I think Vel's like kind of his, I still think it's his daughter, but I think that's on the low. Yoda. It's probably Yoda. Let's just call it good. It's probably Yoda.
The future.
No, but I don't know.
Vel and Mon Mothma scene is going to be great in the future.
Yeah.
But I do agree. That was my favorite part of the show. Mon Mothma talking to that dude, and he's like, yeah, I'm not really a supporter of the Empire, so I don't know if you want to have this conversation. Little did he know, like, she was, like, being very indirect about the whole thing. She kept giving him, like, weird little comments, but not just saying it, like, yeah, I'm against the Empire, too.
Yeah.
It was played so well. That was the most intriguing scene for sure. Mon Mothma, that character kills it. And, yeah, I don't see where he's going to become significant as far as the political situation goes, but it was really cool to see their little conversation there. She's sitting there, and she even says her own husband is not to be trusted with this stuff, and she is playing this act that is such a front, and she's freaking with the rebels, dude. And she's just playing it off so well as a good guy. Well, a good guy to the Empire's perspective, that this guy has no idea, and they're going to get a lot deeper. I can't wait to see more scenes with them and for that to develop, for them to become a team, and for their resources to pool together, for him to be benefiting the rebels. Solid stuff going on.
Yeah, and it's the perfect front, because she says it'll just be this, like, charity for your planet. But in reality, basically anyone in the galaxy that's down for the rebel cause can donate money to this charity now. You know, it's like this whole open to where it's not just her. Anyone can do it now.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good plan. My favorite part from that scene, though, was her going, I've learned from Palpatine. I show you the stone in my hand, and you miss the knife at your throat. It's like, ooh, what a line.
Dude.
What a line. Like, if I wasn't...
Yeah, sorry. Just the perfect way to reference Palpatine without making it like Rise of Skywalker. Just these little touches to where people are learning and like going around the things he's been doing, but it's not overkill.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, not at all. But it was perfect the way she laid that line out. It's just like, oh, I'm there for Mon Mothma. If I wasn't before that line right there about Palpatine, it brought me over. But I was already there. But it was a dope line. That was definitely my favorite part of that scene.
And the senator is from Chandrila, which is the birthplace of Ben Solo, and where the New Republic is stationed for a little bit. But then I guess when they change leaders, the leader can pick where the Republic is placed, so it kind of moves around for a little bit. But it is there first.
Okay, interesting. I didn't even hear that planet name.
Yeah, that scene you talked about where she says the Palpatine thing, just where like she's trying to tell him to keep a smile and not let people know, but in that scene like there's like tears in her eyes as she's saying it. That was like just great acting by that actress.
Dude, she's great. She's
amazing.
Great. Yeah, she had multiple scenes. Yeah, oh my gosh. Again, like not a lot happened at all in this episode really that changed. We got some inside info on stuff, but it's not like there was monumental changes. But it was such an enjoyable episode, and it's just it's the writing with that dialogue. It's those conversations that are written so freaking well that the episode just sped by for me. Like I was like, oh, it's over already, but like not a ton notably, not a ton of notable things happened, but it's just great writing.
Let's move on to the character that is named for the show, Andor,
Cyril.
Cassian.
Cassian
Andor. So he returns home, which I thought was kind of dumb, but I guess he gets away with it. Very bold. But Ferrix is under Imperial authority now. But he goes straight home and says, we can go anywhere we want. I have enough credits to get us anywhere. And like this is a lot to take in. Andor kind of has like some crackhead energy going on with like how he's just busting off about how we need to get out of here real fast. But he doesn't realize like the repercussions for the things he's done. Like he's a very in the moment type of guy.
Right.
Like he brought the Empire to this planet, and now his mom is basically having to fight now. His ex-girlfriend got beat up, and her life is not going very well, but he's kind of he kind of thinks about himself.
Right. Well, like you said, he didn't realize it to the point where they were like, dude, you can't be here. He's like, oh, they won't find me.
You're right.
Like, everybody is going to turn you in. He's like, well, why would they do that? Because you killed 2 officers and then came here and hid, and you brought all of this down. You killed people and came here to hide. Like you've ruined everything that's going on in this city, on this planet. Like, yeah, and you could tell it just did not click to him at any point. Like, oh yeah, I guess I did. Like, yeah, bro, you kind of caused all of this, and he just is not aware at all.
And it did a good job at making the Empire very menacing, because in these other Star Wars movies, it's kind of made for all audiences, but the Stormtroopers are an elite force that freaking subjugate the shit out of people, like violently, and you got that. When someone threw a rock at them, the whole formation turned around. And didn't show it on screen, but they shot those motherfuckers down, you know what I mean? Even the guy hanging to send a message, like Game of Thrones.
That was Clem, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's Game of Thrones style right there. Like, this is a military force that is going to dominate you if you don't follow their ideology. Mm-hmm. And they did a great job at showing that, which we haven't seen much of. Seen a little bit. But it was scary, dude. Why is this guy home right now?
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I do got to say one thing. I'm not sure if those were stormtroopers, because they had the black and white classic body armor, but they were wearing clone trooper helmets. Like they had the ridge on the top. They were clone trooper helmets. So I'm like, okay, this was a long time ago. The Republicans, Separatists were going on Cassian's last flashback, but this is years ahead. So is this clone troopers who haven't been switched out yet? Or is this new stormtroopers and they didn't replace their helmets yet? But I feel like it might be the last vestiges of the clone troopers, which bodes even worse for that town because now they're actually going to get shot instead of having blasters going 10 feet above their heads. So they're really screwed now. But yeah, I saw that and was like, are there stormtroopers or clone troopers? Like, I need to know.
Yeah, it's cool you brought that up. I was always wondering when it switched. Like, we need a freaking Empire perspective show or movie where it's like all the politics behind the soldiers or the military.
Well, Bad Batch.
When did the stormtroopers? Is that really like? Does Bad Batch really go in?
For clones getting taken out and switched
replaced?
With,
they do, for
sure.
They do talk about that for a bit. I forgot about that.
Seems a little important. I didn't watch
because the cloning was too expensive or something like that. Like they couldn't keep up with the costs of making these clones.
That's why
so instead
Camino gets destroyed at the end of season 1.
That's right. Yeah. So they did. Okay. Actually, yeah. They kind of, I did.
So yeah, basically right after Order 66, because that show, the beginning is Order 66, and it goes right after. So right after Order 66, they took down Camino, and then slowly after that, clones just got kind of decommissioned or retired or forced to retire. They didn't kill them off; they just kind of sent them on their way.
And so they gave the clones the term stormtrooper actually before they replaced them. So for a bit there was clone stormtroopers. So that's probably what we saw there.
Straight up.
Okay. That was evil 19 clone. BBY. Yeah, clones working for the Empire, but they were technically stormtroopers at that point. Interesting.
Man, I think that would be one of the most important movies or shows to show. Like a Lost Stars movie, like something that's showing the transformation between a clone and a
that'd be a good
stormtrooper.
Which is Lost Stars a good story?
So good, dude. Like it doesn't sound good. It's literally more of a you know what I mean? I don't know if I want to get into it in the podcast, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because you got two people, right? Childhood friends, a girl and a boy, love each other. One decides to join the rebellion. One decides to become a stormtrooper. And this dude thinks that that's a really good freaking route to take, the good military. He believes in the Empire. And they cross paths, but it just does a great job to show both perspectives of the rebellion and the Empire, becoming a stormtrooper, becoming a rebel. Shut up, Dave. All right, go ahead and move on.
I was going to let you cook there. I was just giving you crap because you've talked about that book a lot. So
it's good,
I was just
dude.
messing with you. But
the description doesn't sound like it'd be great, but it's told really well. So anyway, what's going on with Cassian and?
All right, back to Cassian Andor. So the next, you want to talk about Bix real fast? We kind of touched on it. The Bix scene.
I think she's done. I don't know. I don't have much interest in her at this point. It kind of seems like that point of the plot is done. I don't think they're coming back to Ferrix, so I don't know.
So the next morning, he's ready to go, but obviously his ma has not packed up at all. Like she's not going. She's not giving up. Like after seeing Cassian and the crew rob that Imperial base on Andor, like she saw the fight, the rebellion. So basically what she's saying is she can't give up on her village. Like she's not going to run. And she's trying to tell Cassian to stop running. Like you need to...
Right.
That's what he does. Like when there's a problem, he wants to just run away and start new.
Hmm. Yeah. Dude, that scene was so good. It was so emotional. Like... it was a different type of emotional because neither one of them wanted to show emotion, but the audience felt it the way it was written because you could tell they were both holding back emotion, you know? And she's like, I can't leave and you can't stay, you know? And she was like, go, you know, whatever. And he's like, I can't be at peace. Like, I'll be worried about you the whole time. And I think she said, that's what love is, you know? And
that's just love.
I forget, what was it? That's just love. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah. And like the way she said it, smiling, but like tears in her eyes a little bit. And it was just like, then you know, that's how she's felt about him probably the whole time. Like, yeah, welcome to my life. You know, I'm constantly worrying about you and I don't have peace because of that. And she says, you know, I've never loved anything in this world more than you kind of thing. But I have to do this. Like, I have to do this. If there's hope, if there's a chance, like, I have to stay and fight. And it was just such an emotional scene and such a again, I don't care how many times I say the phrase well written. It was such a well written scene, dude. It really, really, it didn't get me tearing up, but it had me in there emotionally very much. Like, I was very invested in that whole scene.
An affront to George Lucas.
George Lucas would never write a dialogue conversation like that. He would have written something horrible. It just wouldn't have came off like that emotionally.
Yeah, something Shakespearean that someone in real life wouldn't have said. And she also says, "Stop searching for your sister. There were no survivors."
Oh.
Which was like, oh, damn.
But we had the chick at the whorehouse say, we had a girl from Canary in here, but she left like 3 months ago or something. Right. So is she just saying that to help find him peace so he won't continue to search? Or were there actually no survivors that she knows of? Like, you know? But yeah, that was a tough end note to go out on.
Jay, do you have any thoughts on that scene with Andor and his mom when, you know, he's trying to leave and he wants her to leave and she decides she's going to stay and fight for the rebellion?
I kind of just forgot about her. So when he's coming back and saying, like, let's leave together, kind of a surprise. I was like, you know, as far as the story goes, maybe you could just stay in town. You know, you're pretty happy. You can kind of hang out and you're old and you're tired. Just watch a couple Netflix shows, you know, just hang around.
You're old and tired.
Like she said.
She is old to move planets, that's for sure.
Let Cassian go do some rebel stuff, okay, Grandma? He could just hang out, you know, have some tea. All good. So, you know, not a ton of thoughts there. So
it's a different take.
She was the one. She was saying she wanted to do the rebel stuff, and she told Cassian to go. That's vacation and.
For sure.
Is that what you were saying?
Well, no, not at all. But at the same time, she picked him up as a child, and she was a rebel. Like, she was the one that brought him into this situation. So, interesting that they flip-flopped, because now it's like, you know, stay home, hang out, have a good next few years of life, and let Cassian take the reins from here on out. That's all good. I didn't expect her, and I don't expect her in the future. She'll probably show up again, though, because of this episode.
That's kind of the opposite of what I'm saying, though. She said she was going to stay and fight, and she told him to go find peace somewhere. She didn't tell him to go, like, be a part of the rebellion. She was like, go somewhere and find peace. You have money then, but I have to stay here and fight. There's hope. This is my town. Like, I'm going to stay here for this, but you go and find some peace somewhere. And that's when he's like, I can't find peace. You know, I'll worry about you. But
yes. So what kind of fighting is she going to do in a significant cause, staying in town?
Not much. She can make posters.
She'll protect the locals.
She can put up posters.
That's what I'm saying.
She'll join the fight.
Protect the locals.
That's what the rebellion's about.
Yeah.
I
got you.
You're going to do your job.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah. You know, good.
JD's definitely pro-Empire, I can tell.
What? So
go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We said the same thing, and we were going to the same place. So why don't you finish that?
It's like you guys finish each other's sandwiches.
Niamos, the Florida of Star Wars.
Was that the name? I was like, your name is?
So he gets a badass hotel room and a girl. He's got good taste in the Star Wars realm. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
He also has a secret rebel box of goodies and credits. And this is our beach planet. I've never seen a planet like this before. Normally we get one. So I'm wondering if the entire planet is sand and ocean.
A beach.
Yeah, right? That's kind of weird. Maybe it's islands.
The whole planet's water and there's one island. Like,
maybe mini
like
islands everywhere.
Yeah, it's chilly.
Yeah, like Scarif. Scarif was it was just an island, that whole planet at the end of Rogue One. Okay. It was just a beach. Yeah.
So basically he comes here to run from the Empire, and he runs right into them. And this sand trooper, I think it is being just a total asshole. Like, doesn't
Do you know that was voiced by?
No.
Kenobi! That was Sam Witwer. Voice of Darth Maul in Clone Wars and Rebels, and Starkiller in The Force Unleashed. Okay. So cameo, you lied to us. You lied to us, Gilroy. There's a cameo right there. It wasn't listed, though. It wasn't listed. I saw an article about it.
There you go. Nice. And then he gets arrested by for anti-imperial speech and fleeing the scene and damaging imperial and property. And this used to be a 6-month sentence, but since what happened, it's 6 years, which is just insane. So the next episode is going to be pretty dope for the prison. I wonder if he's going to meet anyone, or the prison break that's going to happen in the 3rd episode. Now I'm imagining.
Right. Yeah, I'm fully here for a prison arc. Like I'm good with that. But I gotta say, I didn't like the way that happened. I thought that was a little goofy. The way he got arrested. This was the one instance. It would have made more sense to me if he got arrested in Ferrix, honestly. But I get, whatever, you're gonna send him off somewhere. But the situation in which he got arrested in, like, I just thought that was super weak. I thought that was the first instance in this show that I thought, that's lazy writing. Like, that's how he gets arrested. I don't know. It didn't, and maybe it doesn't play into that big of a role. Maybe it's just a quick thing. But when it happened, I didn't like it. That was my one gripe with the episode. I thought it was goofy.
It was too abrupt, and there was zero impact on it. It just happened.
Yeah, and for no reason. Like, he didn't do anything. They didn't know who he was and whatever. I guess it's an example of the Empire overreacting to everything now and being so strict that it doesn't matter if you're even standing by people who are running by. But it just, I don't know. The scene didn't work for me.
Well, I guess there was the other people running back there getting arrested too. So I think they thought he might have been a part of them. Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Any more on Cassian?
I thought that was K2 at first. I'm not gonna lie. At first, when that droid started walking up, I was like, "No way! Are we gonna get the introduction of K2 and Cassian, and then he deprograms him in the show?" Apparently, it's already canon how that happens in a comic book. I don't know how it happens, but apparently people are saying, don't get your excitement up for this. That's not K2. I was like, oh, all right. But that was my first thought. He was walking up and he even picked him up by the neck, which he does to Jyn. Picks Jyn up by the neck and just slams her to the ground in their introduction.
And so, Fallen Order. I got my
hopes up for a sec.
That's what I thought first.
Yeah, Fallen Order, they just slam you around the whole freaking time. That's right,
yeah. So we did get a quick scene with Vel. Looking good, cleaned up.
Yeah, it took me a sec to realize I was her.
Right, me too. And she it took me a sec to realize who she was having a meeting with, and that's obviously Luthen's assistant, and her name is Clea Markey. And Vel is asking how things have gone, like the money's been moved already, and she asks, and the assistant, they start talking about the crew, which was kind of cool. I thought we were kind of speculating about how much they knew each other and what the past was. And she says, she recruited Tamarin herself. Nemik and Gorn will be remembered. And Luthen had doubts about Skeen the whole time.
Yeah, which shows us that wasn't a test. Skeen has been sketchy from the start, yeah.
But she wants Vel to kill Cassian. They can't be any loose ends. He can't be walking around with Luthen in his head. So... Clea has this like secret dark side kind of, because in the scenes before she's not like this. Like she's kind of worried about Luthen and kind of bringing him up, giving him good vibes. So I'm wondering if Luthen told her to do this, or if the way she was acting, it almost seemed like she was kind of doing this on her own.
It almost seemed like bitter, and I'm going back to me still thinking Vel is Luthen's daughter. It almost struck me as like jealousy, like Luthen cares for Vel, and she obviously Clea cares for Luthen, and it was almost like a scene where you get where like the daughter who doesn't take care of their father comes back, and the person who cares for their father is like, get out of here, we don't need you here anyway, kind of vibe I got from that. But yeah, I don't know. There was definitely some hostility.
So Vel's not going to want to go kill Cassian. That was clear, right?
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I feel like
they'll join together.
Right.
See, I think that'd be a great story thread, honestly. If Vel wanted to go kill Cassian, I think that would be a strong story situation for us to tie on to as an audience. That'd be intense. And including Skarsgård's character, if he wanted to end up killing him, which honestly, like, what does that benefit the Rebel Alliance? Like, why would you want to kill this guy? It's not like he's
It just keeps his confidentiality because he doesn't know him and he knows about his stuff. But
yeah. So if she would have just been like, at least if she didn't shut it down and she was maybe a little reluctant, but she kind of was like, oh, okay, maybe we should. That'd be a great story thread, dude. I'd be like, oh, that's it's pretty intense, something to look forward to. Yeah, in a weird conflict kind of way.
Right.
No, it would be. Yeah. Real quick, one thing I noticed when she landed in Coruscant, wasn't that Coruscant where she met Vel when she first landed and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so when she lands, she's walking through the airport, essentially. And I saw multiple people with the round genitalia-shaped helmets that we see the rebels wearing in the opening scene of A New Hope when they're on Tantive 4 and Vader boards, and they're all wearing those goofy-ass helmets. There were multiple people wearing those helmets in that airport, so I'm thinking, like, does a faction from Coruscant join the rebellion with Mon Mothma or something? I don't know. They're very distinct-looking helmets. They're pretty goofy-ass looking helmets. I saw multiple people wearing them, so I don't know. Probably nothing comes from that, but my brain immediately went to that scene in A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see how Vel and Cassian meet up again, because obviously that's going to happen. She's going to be on the hunt. I'm sure she has great intel.
Same, dude. The character's been developed, man. I would love to see them interact again.
Oh, yeah. She ain't done.
So before we wrap it up, we do have a couple scenes with our guy, Cyril.
Hey.
His mom is shitting on him again, and she says they attacked a garrison. They'll regret it. Like basically how some people see these rebels as terrorists, and the Empire is the government, and these people are the evil ones.
Right? Yeah, it's a cool little vantage point there.
And during his interview, basically you find out because of he can still get a job, but it's going to be not a very good one. And they can basically just kind of wipe his record and start fresh. And he says he got punished for trying to uphold the law. He talks all super quiet, like trying to defend himself. It's kind of a funny scene.
Yeah, dude. I don't have a ton to say about the scene, what happened with him in this, but I'm getting the vibe that he's like one of the main characters in this show, like a major character, which I never would have thought from the first few episodes. Like, oh, this dude's for sure like top billing, like one of the main characters right up alongside Andor. But we have started like 3 of these episodes with his scenes, and in this episode, we not only opened but we ended with scenes of Cyril. And it showed him zoomed out, and it was almost like a prison style, kind of like he was surrounded by all these uniformities. They're all in these cubicles essentially, and it ends with him like looking up at the security camera. He looks miserable. He's just looking at these numbers constantly going across and everything. But it just they're putting a lot of intentional screen time with this guy to the point where he's gonna be a major character, I think, and I just never would have guessed that. But I'm kind of here for it. I'm very interested. I have no idea where they're gonna go with him, but I'm very invested in it.
I am not invested. This guy is so expendable. You have so many Imperial characters that are significant. Deidre, the Game of Thrones guy, Wolf, Yularen, plus all the people off screen, Tarkin. Like, he has so much screen time, but he's not going to make it to any point past the end of the show into Rogue One. And we're getting a lot of... so he might play...
He could off on his own.
No, he could. Absolutely, he will. Like, obviously, they have so much screen time for him. They're writing him into the story.
It's not a lot of screen time, though.
More than you would expect. You're sitting there
5
talking,
minutes in the beginning, 5 minutes
sitting there talking to.
It's just intentional.
Intentional, yes. Why would you have him sitting and talking to his mom at breakfast with his blue milk if he's not going to be a big
multiple
deal?
Scenes. So, multiple cereal scenes with this dude.
Cereal has a lot of cereal. Like, that's what he eats, and that's what we know about this character. So it's like, apparently, yes, he's going to play a big role somehow. I guess, in some way I am interested in how he's going to tie into the story, but when I'm watching all the screen time with Cyril, I liked his, the first scene with him and his mom. It was cool. I like his mom. His mom's cool. But at this point, I'm like, come on, man, like get somewhere with this character What are you going to do? I know he's going to die. Everybody's freaking expendable in this story. That's a small downfall with everybody in this show. Rebels, Imperial people like Serial, dude, we know he's not going to show up anywhere else, but he's going to do something. That's going to pay off, I guess, but like, goddamn, there's too much cereal for this guy to not do something big. At this point, I'm just like, whatever. Like, get to the point with this, man.
I liked the interview scene just because how it's just like a different look into Star Wars we've never seen before. Like, there's people in the Empire who do just have desk jobs, working, just like in cubicles. Like, I have no idea where this character is going, but it is kind of a cool different side.
It's like when Dwight...
Yeah, because they haven't given us much, like, at all. I mean, like you said, JD, I mean, it's just Serial and talks with his mom, but... Yeah, I just get the vibe that he's going to be like a multiple season, like I think by the end of this season, he is going to be like on the posters for next season kind of character. Like that's what I'm getting from him.
I think he's going to switch sides. I think he's going to become a rebel at the last minute because he's like he has this personality where you kind of want to like side with him because he's like this dude talking to his mom. His mom's telling him the Empire is right, but he is sitting there eating his cereal and he's like kind of what's the word? Submissive to all the shit he's been telling. I think eventually, and now he's working at Office Max, where it's like Dwight, where you just want him to come back to Dunder Mifflin. Just come back to Dunder Mifflin. But I think he's going to side with the Empire. Hot take. Or sorry, side with the rebels at some point.
I was going to say, it's not that hot of a take, but
he's kidding.
It's almost, his mom's just overprotective, so naturally he's going to rebel.
Exactly. When your parents are
judgmental.
Exactly. When your parents are telling you one way so strongly, you're going to fight back. You're going to be like, you know what? Actually, all these things you've been telling me to follow, I'm going to go against them. And he's going to call Cassian and be like, all right, where's this Dunium? Where's the Kybers? Let's get after this stuff.
And there's not much to say about it, but we got a giant Star Destroyer flying over Cinta. Yes. With 3 TIE fighters on each side of it.
But that's it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And we've never seen a Star Destroyer flying. I mean, we've seen it on Exegol, but that doesn't count because none of that doesn't count.
Thousands.
So this is the first... Yeah, it just was ridiculous. I don't know how they had 1 million Star Destroyers just chilling in snow with a full crew, but whatever. But yeah, so this is the first time we actually get a Star Destroyer like in an atmosphere of a planet flying over.
It was close.
And I kind of got to say, I thought it'd be bigger. I picture those things as like planet-sized thing. I know they're not planet-sized, but they're just monstrous when a TIE fighter flies under them and goes inside of them. Yeah. And it was going over the mountains. It was still a dope shot, and it was cool seeing the TIE fighters escorting it and stuff. But I wasn't as in awe of it as I thought I would be.
But you never know how far away it is. I got the same feeling as you did. Maybe it's super far away. You never know.
Right. They're obviously not going to skim the mountains. Like, they're going to get some clearance. But
all right, well, let's wrap it up with some ratings. So, Dave, what would you rate this episode?
So not a lot happened again. Like, obviously, we had a lot of stuff to talk about, but not a ton of stuff happened. I already covered this. The writing was so good, though. By the time the credits hit, man, this episode sped by. Like, I was actually surprised it was already over, which is a good sign. That means I wasn't bored watching it at all. It's just the dialogue alone it was just amazing. But for not a lot of stuff happening and everything, I gave it an 8.2 because there wasn't a ton of stuff, but it was a really, really solid written episode. But 8.2.
JD?
I think I wasn't as invested as the other episodes, sorry. I think it's my least favorite episode. I loved everything with the Empire and Mon Mothma, too. I think that was about 50% of the episode, though. I love Cassian, but his scenes I didn't really care about. I don't care about him and Grandma leaving. She's old. She wants to stick around. Just look at her. She's just so old. Just look at her.
I can't take it from her. She's too old.
She's too old. So got it out of 7.7. I don't know if it was, you got twins and I'm sleeping not a lot. And this episode didn't capture me. But I like the villain aspect of this story a lot. And Mon Mothma is amazing. But 7.7 is my lowest rating, but 7.7 still a good score. So I didn't dislike it at all. I liked it, yeah. So
I had you at 7.5 for the premiere for the first 3, but I guess that's not a single episode rating.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Yes, that might have been a 7.5 for sure. I have everything recorded from episode 4 because the premiere is 3 episodes. Yeah. It's tough to keep track.
Yeah. Yeah, a little messy.
Fair enough, though. I did like it more than the first couple episodes. Aside from Cassian killing that guy point blank, brutal, loved it, but that's just one scene.
Well, this was my favorite episode of the season.
What? Okay, I had a feeling. Actually.
I like it.
Because just the Mon Mothma and the ISB stuff. Like, the writing and the acting was superb this episode. Like, the heist was good with the action. But I just love the dialogue we got.
Yeah.
So I do have it.
Definitely the best acting.
Yeah, right. It was. Yeah. Mon Mothma killed it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have it rated at an 8.4.
Okay.
It's actually
one above the last episode.
I thought you rated 8.4 the last episode.
Did I?
I had you there as well.
8.5 then. Sorry. I had it written down at 8.3 for the last one, so I must have went up
Probably
one.
Changed it last minute. Or
Fucking hell yeah, dude, you know? Sorry.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for another episode of whysosidious podcast.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Please stay tuned for our continuing coverage of Andor. 5 episodes left. And Black Adam and House of the Dragon finale, like we discussed earlier.
Cannot wait, dude. Oh, man.
Cannot wait for a movie.
Yeah.
So,
it's been a while.
Yes.
Been a while for a movie. Excited.
And thank you, Jeremy and David, for joining me today on this wonderful podcast. Talking Star Wars and the things we love.